welcome to the Championship of Heroes tournament currently going on. This is the first event, and again, the first weekend of it. I'm GrayShot17 covering Saturday, and in this set we have Tonimontana versus Oziligath, or Ozzy, is what I'll say. We got Ozzy as the Vermok versus we have ourselves the a British player, so great to see. Now, in this fight, actually, hold on. Well, no, we haven't seen a Vermok player in a little bit of time on Road to Tunis. We'll have to see how he does, because he's going with more of a standard build for the most part, double Pioneer and a Grenadier. Though battle group-wise, Ozzy went with the Luftwaffe. Tonimontana, fun fact, he's not from Montana. Actually, I have no idea. That would be hilarious, though, if he wasn't from Montana. But alas, Tonimontana went with the Brits and has not chosen a battle group yet. But he has gone with 2 infantry section to start and a Royal Engineer. So, capping-wise, it looks like Ozzy will have a small lead early on, given the fact he has 3 units, trying to grab some territory. But Tony might have more firepower. But I'm going to assuming Ozzy is not going to just be building something. He's going to call in his support. So very curious to see how that support comes in. There we go. We have a Luftwaffe paradrop right on the Muni point near the center of the map. The Luftwaffe, the Fallschirm Pioneer, as it were, is going to drop on in, and it is a very powerful unit if used correctly. Whether, given the fact that, of course, it can build mines or other things in a support function, whether it's very annoying, but very powerful grenade launcher, especially if used in a spam, can force enemies out of cover from a distance. Either way, very strong unit. We'll have to see how Ozzy contends with the enemy. The only thing I would say about it is the fact that it doesn't have, like, a direct AT. Because, again, grenade launcher, you have to line up that shot. Meanwhile, Dingo is coming onto the field, and I think we finally... They broke windows, so I'm assuming they're about to engage, but they might just saw the infantry section, or staying in the bottom part of the map. Engages a Pioneer, forces away, and it runs back to base. No losses as of yet. No models have been taken away from either player through battle, but we shall see. Dingo moves up to the top with the infantry section. Again, MG42 being made by Ozzy to cover the area. Let's see. And yeah, honestly, I would give a small edge to Ozzy, because right now he's going to be able to try to take a lot of territory. I will give the infantry section this for pushing forward, like, not a bad idea. But alas, the MG immediately makes Tony run for the hills of Montana. But Pioneer engaging the Dingo, losing the model. Fallschirm Pioneers engaging infantry section are just busy kind of taking the territory. They don't really care. They're like, cool, you hold them back, we'll decap the fuel. Dingo is down in about almost half its health. Fallschirm Pioneer has not lost really any health in this battle. Honestly, he's going to need to pull back further and have the infantry section join in. So, we'll see. Right now, the Fallschirm Pioneer is going to chill in the crater. He's not going to grab the point at the moment. Grenadiers are going around him. The retreat point through this would be tough. So if they're able to keep up the pressure, this Dingo may be actually boxed in. And unfortunately, Tony may be taken out here. Grenadiers are grabbing it. They're just waiting. He's going to move up. Let's see if pathfinding is the end of him. Up, like I mentioned, pathfinding. There, he's trying to maneuver. Alas, he's not able to escape, and either small arms fire or a pump. Is he really going to live? No. No, Ozzy, don't tell me you let Tonimontana escape. And the Dingo, it's like the wildlife of Montana, makes it out of a potentially inescapable scenario and makes it back to base. Okay, kind of lucky, to be more honest, but still, that is funny. Fallschirm Pioneer is trying to take over the victory point so far. It looks like Tony is the one that has lost any points so far. 3 infantry section on the field compared to 2 Grenadiers and a Fallschirm Pioneer. So both sides going neck and neck. Infantry section get in the building. Trying to put some pressure on the Grenadiers. Grenadiers move to cover and now pulling away, seeing like, eh, why engage in this fight? Oh, interesting. We did not go with a grenade launcher. We went with an LMG. So I believe the MG34. No, MG15. I always forget. It's the MG15 with this guy. But he gets an MG-15, essentially LMG, to help him fight infantry from afar. And with the additional boost of the MG-42 and the Grenadier near him, I think he'll win. As a reminder, the Grenadier can reinforce, so if he gets out of the building and the Grenadier reinforces it, he'll be back up to full, full potential and have a squad that is seriously impactful. And yep, he's moving up. He's going to reinforce. Yep, there it goes. Now the Fulton Pioneer is back up to near full model. Oh, no, it is full models, just not full health. But don't worry, Tony has an idea. First, the idea is Air and Sea. That's good for caches and bombing strikes, as well as the trusty commandos. Not a big fan of the LNG commandos, but the other commandos I think are pretty potent. Row engineers, though, also pretty potent. Pushes back the Fulton Pioneer, retreats it back to base. Grenadier and MG, though, are still holding firm on the front with the infantry section just firing away. Those recce rifles are nothing to sneeze at. Meanwhile, we got a 2-2-1. And it has to contend with a Hubber. Now, in a direct fight at its current stage, 2-2-1 would lose. Hubber is going to test that, is going to prove that theory as it puts in shots and forces the 2-2-1 away. It's down to almost half health. Hubber hasn't lost any health. The problem is not that. The problem is what the 2-2-1 can become. For you see, the 2-2-1 is not in its final form. It can be upgraded to go in to have an AT unlock, and that would put the Hubber in its place. Meanwhile, the Hubber, while it doesn't have to contend with that, it's just going to run around the map and put other things in its place, like this MG. I think it's actually going to get a wipe on that. Ozzy loses, oh, he does lose his MG-42. Fulton Pioneer 2-2-1 in Grenadier is going to try to push on up. Infantry section tried to go for the steal, but it was too weak. He just was not able to keep enough men to grab it and get out safely. Good play by him. That would have been really bad if he would have picked that up with so little health and models. We have artillery coming in. That's all part to that upgrade. Let's see if an artillery shot is able to wipe something. Nope. 2-2-1 just takes a little damage. That's about it. MG, while it is recrewed, immediately decrewed. And the cover is destroyed by the artillery. Hubber is putting pressure on the Fulton Pioneer. Loses 2 models immediately on the retreat. AT guns on the front, though, and completely misses. Alright, let's not miss the next shot. Alright, Ozzy? Alright, Dingo is just out of range. Wait, or is he going to fire? Nope, it's hitting the truck. Never mind. He did not miss directly. He just hit a truck. It was in his way. 2-2-1 pulls back. LG is still hitting cover, and Hubber is going to pull back a-okay. The bigger threat is the commandos that are on the field. These guys are great at ambushing, good at close range, actually exceptional at close range. And, yeah, they're going to pick up the MG. Wait, hold on. No, they're going to go, oh no! The Germans called in a Fallschirmjäger. Unfortunately, he may be ambushed upon dropping. There's a grenade. Oh, no. Okay, doesn't lose actually all that much health. He manages to get out just fine. That was a good call. AT gun manages to pull out just fine. Fulton Pioneers engaging. Can they kill the MG on retreat? That's an MG-42. They do! 2-2-1 is actually honestly really good along with that upgrade at killing infantry. Hold on. They try again. Can the Germans stop the MG-42 from getting back to the British base? He's trying so hard, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Tony is able to bring the MG back. Although, Tony has other problems. Tony has a large portion of the map not under his control. Unity-wise and fuel-wise, it's looking great, but there's many portions that are just decapped, and other portions that he's trying to cap, but the Germans are coming at him with some very elite airborne units. So, Ozzy's also boosting his infantry with the Luftwaffe officer quarters. So, you should see a little veterancy pop here in just a moment, which will make it even worse. Yeah, oh, yep, there it goes. So oh boy. AT gun is now vetted, and the Fallschirmjäger is now vetted. Oh boy. Let's see, infantry section fell back. With added veterancy, the LG crew is able to finally land a shot on an armored vehicle, throwing it back. Rail engineers are going to try to heal the Hubber. Let's see. Oh, infantry section have been upgraded with Bren. That's pretty solid. Oh, wait, hold on. Tony went with a... Interesting. He did not go with a howitzer, which I feel like we've seen, again, already in previous games, how the support gun or a howitzer or anything like that can be super substantial. Gets out of the building throw before a grenade hits. Nice. Commandos, though, are going to continue the pressure on the Grenadier in the building. The health of the building is also dropping thanks to the hover breaking it. Infantry section is on standby. Fallschirmjäger, though, is in the building. They have the range and potential firepower at a distance to keep the commandos from winning that key battle. That being said, infantry section looks like you're going to hop on in and try to duke it out. Yep, there they go. 2-2-1 is still there. There's still an AT gun on standby. And it looks like other portions of the map are going well for Ozzy. He's having the Grenadiers in the building to overwatch this sector. He's building a bunker. Already built the bunker. He's getting the medical bunker attachment to it for additional heals and a little bonus manpower in the future. And let's see. AT gun is being built by Tony. So his 2-2-1 might have an issue with a 6-pounder trying to kill him. But overall, it's still close. Either way, this is pretty close. Ozzy has a lead in victory points by about almost 80. But still, it's going really well. Hold on a second. Fallschirmjäger was not shooting. He had hold fire on, camouflage, but the hover revealed him. Commandos are closing the gap, and yeah, they'll win that fight. Especially with the hover providing that bonus against the infantry. Great plays by Tony. He's going in. I think he's going for the cutoff. He wants to defeat the infantry and then cut off Ozzy's resources and go for it's straight for the jugular. AT gun is now deployed and it will move up to the front. As we can see on the minimap, it was deployed there. Commandos going for the muni. Infantry section going for the manpower. What will Ozzy do? Well, he's calling in reinforcements. We have a second airborne drop coming on in, and that is a Fallschirmjäger team. So we have 2 Fallschirmjägers on the field. Very curious to see how they perform in this game. Kill-wise, the Brits are in the lead. Even though Ozzy's gotten some good shots against Tony, Ozzy is the one down in kills. He's gonna need to turn things around. Tony, on the other hand, just gave his infantry, frontline infantry, not support units like the or AT gun, a bit of a boost by going infantry training. LG manages to fire, pushes back the hover. The infantry's pushed on up. They're going to try to reconnect this. Although, grenade? No, just AT gun. 6-pounder will put down the 2-2-1. Commandos will stop the Fallschirmjäger and Grenadier from taking the manpower point. And more territory over here that was is disconnected is being taken over by Tony. So wonderful job right there.
We've lost a sector to the enemy.
Thank you again, Snapshot, for the follow. Do appreciate that. Love to hear that trumpet go. Meanwhile, MG42, again, stolen from the Germans. You just hate to see it, but also you love to see it. Taking over the fuel in the bottom portion of the map. Looks like Pioneers retreated after seeing it. Meanwhile, Commandos just dropping smoke, causing all sorts of mischief. Love it. Because again, the longer this is cut off, the less resources Ozzy has. And the more time Tony has to get himself... Well, okay, he already got the cash upgrade. That's pretty good. Are we going to see ourselves potentially get armor? Let's see, it's the... Oh god, is it the Centaur? Right? Don't know why my brain is having trouble remembering what armor unlock it is, but I think it's a Centaur. But no, company command post being unlocked by Tony. So he's potentially just going straight to armor. I mean, with 33 fuel per turn, I understand. You're going to get armor very quick, no matter what it is, even a Grant. Hover continues to put pressure on the Fallschirm Pioneer. Infantry section pushing on up against it. Again, the Circle of Doom is no joke. It can definitely give that edge for Tony's infantry to win. And yeah, the Fallschirmjäger will retreat. AT gun is just destroying the cover, I guess. Meanwhile, forces in near the top portion of the map are finally advancing. He's broken through. He's grabbing his old territory back. Victory point wise, again, points are going down for Ozzy. Against Ozzy, I should say. But he still has nearly 120 point lead. Grenadiers are putting pressure on the infantry section. Rifle grenade Fires, gets in a good hit. Health-wise, he's down half, and he lost 2 models, so not too shabby. Meanwhile, Ozzy himself is getting the Panzer Company, but I think he's... Well, he needs the fuel. If he gets the fuel, he'll be a couple minutes away from a Panzer IV or a Brumbar. Meanwhile, Tony just needs manpower, and he can get himself a Crusader or... Well, it would need an unlock for a Grant, but still. Not too bad. Nice mine, hurts the MG42. With the Fulcian Pioneer right there, I would suspect, yeah, the MG's going to retreat back to base. Also, we have a recon pass that can be done with, again, so 2 airborne units, the LG, and the airborne. Now, the Luftwaffe battle group also gets 1 of 2 abilities. Oh, nice. Okay. And he went with the second one. So you can build the Flak 36 emplacement, but in a 1v1 that's just not as reliable. So instead he went with a 20% I don't say nerf, but decrease to your reinforcement cost. So he should be floating a bit more manpower, if I had to say. Not a bad choice for Ozzy. Also a mortar was picked, which is also not a bad choice, because again, the German mortar gets the ability to spot enemy with the flare. So honestly, it's not a bad call for him to, again, because we constantly see, he has given himself a lot of recon options, but so too is Tony now. He went with the flares. So instead of the, was it, oh god, yeah, so we have the Centaur. We got our, which, hold on. Oh, he did go with the Centaur. Okay, so we got the Centaur. This is mainly an anti-infantry unit, though it does have a special shot that can actually hurt enemy armor and be very annoying, because I believe it always pens. So putting some pressure on the Fallschirmjäger. AT gun though gets good shots against the Centaur. All right, LG, what do you get? Rate of fire, rate of fire, damage reduction, and can move at camouflage. Ooh. And he has 2 of them? Oh. Yep, Centaur's gonna pull away. And immediately, I love this. Tony's like, all right, this was a bad choice. He's pulling it off the field. He's like, I'm good. I'm gonna move back. Hubber's still alive, by the way. It is currently engaging the Fallschirmjäger with the infantry section. Another Fallschirmjäger on standby. This Royal Engineer just chilling up top. AT gun fire pushes the Hubber back, though he doesn't take any hits. Ozzy's still down resource-wise compared to Tony. Tony has just gained the lead victory point-wise and still has the lead in kills. Infantry section missed, rifle grenade missed, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, Tony, what are you bringing out? It will be a Grant. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Grant being deployed. Okay, so maybe he just deployed something out temporarily to hold back infantry, realized the situation did not call for that, and is going to pump out something a little better. Now, again, was it? Grant has, is it 900 health? So, 840, 900, something around there. Matilda would have more, like, armor thickness, but he probably is looking for firepower. He wants to put Ozzy in his place, and a good set of Grant shots could easily shred a lot of this, the AT guns, as well as the frontline forces. Infantry section, by the way, is putting pressure on those AT guns. Again, he has 4 frontline units compared to 2 Fallschirmjägers, 2 Grenadiers, and a Fulcian Pioneer, so Ozzy is the lead in frontline men. So the Grant's firepower could be key to turning the tide. Now, Tony, oh god, if I'm thinking about this right, and I always get especially air and sea mixed up, I think what he might be doing is saving up for air support. Because was it raiding flares on the left and naval artillery? On the right, it's the flares, not the flares, sorry. It's the air support against armor, or it's the flame strikes. So I think he's probably want to go with the anti-armor attack to help defeat, you know, Panzer IVs, which, oh look, Ozzy's making. Grenadiers trying to put pressure, but the infantry section, Bet 3 in solid cover is like, yeah, right, I'm not moving. This is, again, Ozzy might want to try to swap them out with some better infantry, or he might want to just keep them there to plug in. It all depends on what his goal is with those Grenadiers. Speaking of goals, Grant's goal is just to shred them, and it's doing a pretty good job, though. Grenadier's up to Bet 2. Grant forces the Grenadier back, holds the Muni point at least decapped. Meanwhile, Ozzy is taking the bottom position and has 2 guns. Oh, sorry, he has a minesweeper. I thought he picked up a second gun, but nope, he just got a minesweeper. Just like these Royal Engineers did. Not a bad idea. Grant's first shot brings it down by a third. Second salvo brings it down to half. He's in full retreat. The infantry units are all pulling back. That is going to open up this manpower point. Though the Panzer IV is now on the field and force the infantry section away. Again, population-wise, Aussie does have a lead. Though it looks like we have some artillery coming in. Is that right? Yeah, we have some artillery coming in this sector. Alright, Hubbard putting pressure on the Grenadier. But immediately pulls back once he realizes the Panzer IV is close by. AT got no 6-pounder ready to go. Does he have any of the veterancy upgrades? No, he did not. He did not go for a team weapon or armor support. Armor training upgrade. Grant, though, might get a wipe here. Grenadier is very low. Section pulling back. The shots, unfortunately, don't connect as well as he may want it, though it is super close. And the Grenadier gets away. AT gun, though, is taking the position. Middle point, though, is going to Aussie. So, again, it just keeps flipping back and forth. Though, if Tony takes the top position, he will have the lead, and Aussie will continue to lose points. Having the lead, he is down now by 160 points. Oh, boy, he's going to need to get an upset here. And, honestly, he didn't even take this. Oh, that's not good. All right, Panzer IV. Again, doesn't have the side skirts. He doesn't have the veterancy. He may be just trying to get a second one out before he starts boosting it. But we'll have to see. Mortar is at least up to Vet 1 now. Although we have a second Grant. I say this because, again, with veterancy, it can boost it and have some flares and such to help maybe Aussie identify key areas to attack. But AT gun is a key area to attack. That's the front armor of that Grant. Gets a nice shot. Does pen. Panzer IV, though, coming on in with the Grenadier. Actually, okay, it was being reinforced, but I guess it left before it could be fully reinforced. We have some infantry. Oh, MG in the building. Leaves out the back. Does die to the Fallschirmjäger, which has a good amount of kills. Unfortunately, Tony still has lead in that department. And it doesn't matter how many Panzerfaust and other things you do. Doesn't seem to be working. Fallschirmjäger's in the building. It's being absolutely shredded by all the firepower. Grenade does not kill it, though it may lead to its downfall. Let's see. Hubbard is trying to kill it. Come on, go for the wipe. And an elite unit under Aussie falls apart and dies on the retreat. That is a serious blow to Aussie. Again, he needed that elite infantry alive because he is down. He needed to grab territory. But alas, the Hubbard proving its worth. Even 23 minutes into the game. And not just that, the Grants are about to prove themselves to be a very big threat. As not only is his Panzer IV in desperate need of being healed. Luckily, Double Pioneer should do that pretty quick. But we have the Grants about to get a veterancy training bonus, which should boost them even further and make them even more monsters. By the way, LG still have a tough time penetrating the front armor of that Grant. He does bounce a shot. Panzer IV is moving on up. Have veterancy. I'm actually a little shocked we don't have the bonus. Tony does have the resources to do either the flame or the airstrike against armor. Another Panzer IV is in development. Pioneers probably want to get that thing healed up. Grants are now both Vet 1 and have the veterancy training bonus. And now hitting the infantry around the middle point. Fallschirmjäger's there. Looking over at the MG decrewed, being like, I wish I could grab that. LGs are under threat. Grant and the infantry section shredding them. Oh my god, they're grouped up. Picked up. And he's going to pull back. Now we have the artillery coming in. Thanks to the infantry section. That's a bad idea. Ooh, okay. He's healing. He's going to try to heal through it. He's dangerously close. Yep, there we go. Artillery gets a nice shot on the Pioneer, weakening it really. Panzer IV, though, gets a nice shot on the infantry section. Oh, there's the wipe! That's what I was worried about, was the artillery from the base wiping a Pioneer, and he did. All right, now we got 2 Panzer IVs. Wait. We got air support flying on in from the Luftwaffe. But we did get the rocket strike from under the British. Both Grants are injured. Not terribly injured, but they are injured. The Luftwaffe will fly over, hitting infantry and armor alike. Panzer IVs will maneuver, clearing the area for the Grenadiers to take over that victory point. Honestly, yeah, the Panzer IVs may wipe this infantry section, even though it retreated as soon as it could. I don't know. It's going to be close. If he would have pushed up, I think he would have gotten that wipe. Because I think 2 more shots in that squad would have died. So maybe should have pushed up Ozzy. The air support is covering you, so if the AT guns would have moved up, they would have been shredded. Which, by the way, again, we only have 1 AT gun. Infantry section is still there. I bet 2 or 3. But, again, it is down. So, gonna need some time to heal on up. Our engineers are dead, which means the Grants are just sitting there waiting for someone to help and heal. Hubber is... Oh! Hubber is being withdrawn! So if the Hubber is withdrawn, he's going to have the resources. Maybe he goes for a 3rd Grant? Okay. Things could get very spicy. Because Ozzy doesn't have the fuel right now. He's getting Panzer Grenadier Command. Maybe he's trying to... What? Are you getting a pack gun? No. No. What am I saying? Upgrading your Grenadier? Okay, curious to see what he gets with that. All right, we had a overpass, so we should be seeing the infantry section move on in. Which again, this one didn't even get heals. I think he's moving in because he wants to. Well, actually, he's probably going to get a 3rd Grant. That's probably what he's going to do. Panzer IVs probably need some additional armor, I would say. Let's see. Do you have armored skirts? I don't see it. I don't see an upgrade. Well, of course you would see it visually, but I don't see it popping up as something he's going to unlock, or the veterancy bonus, which would get automatically both of them up to Vet 1. So, 3rd Grants being deployed. Again, get both these Grants on the front. I think they would still have the lead, thanks in part to the AT gun, but it would be close. All right. Both Grants are ready to go. Panzer IVs as well. We still have an LG. We still have at least 1 LG ready to fight in this front. The other one is kind of chilling in mid. We got recon flares across the whole front. And that is not just flares, I should say. That will boost the infantry. Rate of fire and speed are increased as well. That's... Oh, there we go! Grant's push. Panzer IV is not expecting it with the 6-pounder. Immediately put down. Panzer IV having a rough time. Having trouble even penning in the armor. Pack is not... Yo, he did go for a pack. I was like, why would he go that if he has the LGs? But yeah, he went for a pack. And immediately 3 units are destroyed. Grants came in and just body slammed Ozzy's units. Within 30 seconds, Ozzy went from, guys, I got this, I'm still in the fight, to, you know what, I need to throw in the towel. What a move by Tony. Just coming in there, picking apart Ozzy's army with ease. He just winded up, readied the attack, and destroyed everything in this way. Tony got most kills. Again, the biggest killers were the infantry section, the Grants, and the Hubber. Meanwhile, Ozzy's biggest killers were not his armor. It's going to be his Fallschirmjäger and his Grenadier. But a solid... That's only match 1! That's only match 1. I can't wait to see how match 2 looks. But again, it'll just be a minute. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first game, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for your patience as we got this match set up. Should be an interesting game, and without further ado, let's get into it. All right, hello everyone. I am GrayShot17, covering a 1v1 on Road to Tunis. This is match 2 out of a best of 3. Right now, the first game victory went to Tonimontana, showing the power of the Grants as they roamed around and dominated the Panzer IVs and AT guns that Ozzy brought to the table. Ozzy, on the meanwhile, is not one to just lay around and, allow the enemy to simply beat him over. No, he fought tooth and nail that last game, so I'm very curious to see how he does in this match. Already going something very interesting with Italian partisans. So if you wanted potentially a partisan fix, or if you wanted your tunnel gameplay, by God, you will get your tunnel gameplay. Meanwhile, Tony has yet to pick his battle group as of yet, but we're on the same map, Road to Tunis, so I'm very curious to see how the tunnels will play, because usually partisans excel at buildings, and as you can see, there aren't exactly a lot of buildings on this match. So, still, very curious to see how Ozzy zips his way through the battlefield with those tunnel networks. Thank you again, Elias, for the follow. Every little support helps, and if you would like to support Championship of Heroes, follow, subscribe, do what you guys do. It is greatly appreciated. Umir and Bra greatly appreciates it. And Duck Puncher, I don't support punching ducks. Geese, maybe, but not ducks. But thank you very much for the follow, either way. All right. Oh, God. Anyway, Pioneers grabbing the Muni. We got ourselves also a Kettenkrad zooming around the battlefield, grabbing territory. Literally, he's zooming around. You can see he just clicked this Muni. So he's going to zip on down and grab that in just a minute. 2 Grenadiers are also on the front. Meanwhile, we have 2 Riflemen, an Engineer, I guess to help with grabbing territory, as well as scout units moving through. Alrighty. Grenadiers are chilling in the building, waiting for the first American force to come on up. But I guess none came, so he's like, I'll just, you know what, I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to grab it. Alright. So, let's see. We got Grenadiers grabbing that. I'm looking for battles, but so far they're just chilling, grabbing territory. That's how it goes in the first few minutes. And then everything breaks loose. Just chaos. But Riflemen and Engineers grabbing the bomb territory. Looks like victory point wise, Ozzy will get the initial lead. Kettenkrad takes a couple shots from Riflemen before zipping away. Mortars being unlocked by Ozzy. Again, we've seen how strong just a single unit can be for providing that, a little bit of light arty support, whether it's the support gun or, in this case, the American mortar. So we'll have to see how it fares. Meanwhile, we got ourselves a Grenadier squad back in the building. You can tell because the glass broke in the distance. But Riflemen are going to at least go for the fuel. There is an MG42. It can suppress this. Tony going for the Panzer Grenadier Company. So maybe that's his ploy. Upgrade his Grenadiers to Panzer Grenadiers. And go from there. Maybe with that? We shall see. Grenadier is sent packing by the Rifleman. Did he get the grenade? No, he did not get grenades yet. It's like, maybe it was a breach behind the scenes I missed, but nope. It was not that. It was a flamethrower unit that burned that Grenadier out of the building so quick. That's why I lost all the health. Now, because unfortunately he's not Vet 1, he doesn't get the healing. But hopefully he can get some healing soon to get that Grenadier back up to full health. Another Grenadier squad moving into closer to the center area. Tony is not upgraded to a flamethrower yet. That could be an issue if the Engineer moves there, but he's actually going to move a different direction. The Kettenkrad also got up to Vet 1, thanks to grabbing all that territory. Grenadier is engaging, forces the scout back. Pioneer's going to chill out by it. But here we go, our first partisan unit deploying in a building in the center of town. So, partisans can be very versatile, also can ambush, but versatile with its upgrades in the ways it supports the battlefield. So again, it depends on what Tony does, but Ozzy can outfit this however he wants. Also, again, because of this... Wait, hold on one second. Did he go with Airborne? He did not. So one thing that I've seen players do is to help set up tunnel networks, they'll get the free recon ability, or upgrade it to get a recon pass for free that flies over the battlefield, and then start placing the partisan networks across the field for siphoning territory, or, you know, grabbing or deploying units behind the lines. Just, it helps with that. But instead, what we're seeing is the infantry support center being unlocked, so he wants to maybe make his infantry cheaper, better, and maybe get free cap. Maybe that helps. Half track is on the field. And, yep, we're getting a Stummel. So if you have a problem with American infantry, why not get yourself a light assault gun? And you know what? The Stummel is exactly that. Riflemen that are getting dangerously close to it. Again, so far, I keep waiting for him to get the grenade unlocked, but he has not done it yet. Oh, but hold on. We got AT rifles for the partisans. They fire initial salvo, and actually we can about a quarter health. Not too much. There's another. Oh, wait, that's a third. Oh, no. Stummel is very low on health, and oh, he's going to die, isn't he? AT rifles are not able to finish him off, but it was really close. Tony's. Man, Ozzy's just kind of dominating this map. Most of the territory is under Ozzy's control. All right, Tony. We saw you play very well last game. Again, your Grenadiers moving out with, like, no health. With no medical. I mean, he's not getting a lot of resources, so I understand why, you know, maybe you don't want to spend all the resources getting it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, Grenadier is grabbing the manpower point to reconnect the territory. Scout unit could die to the Kent. No, it's not. Kenkrat has no gun, but he will see the scout unit retreat by it while he grabs the victory point. I love, again, you can see when he when I click on the cat and crab on the mini map that what it's gonna do. I love how he just keeps telling the cat and crab to, like, go back and forth on the top and bottom to grab territory to keep Ozzy from being like, oh, he's wait, oh, he's gonna grab this, then he swings around. Okay, yep, there he goes. Now he's gonna send it, thinking the cat and crab's up here, and he's gonna run down to the bottom of the map. Stumbles at the near the bottom. AT rifles immediately bring it down to like a third of its health. Thanks, JP, for the follow. Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers moving on in. Captain under threat thanks to the Panzer Grenadiers. There's a lot of damage dealing. And he's going to breach. But again, the breach is really, like, most players are not going to be hit by the breach. It's just, they're just going to retreat. Still, AT rifles, no match for the range of the Stummel, though, if for some long-range shots. And yeah, because of everything else, he's going to pull the unit back. So far, Ozzy has not upgraded his rifleman. He has 2 squads with anything. And again, I keep checking, no grenades. So the Stummel doesn't have to worry about an AT grenade to the face yet. Just, you know, rifles to the face. Panzer Grenadier is, well, he's going for the decap on the Muni. And right now, Grenadiers are maneuvering through and just grabbing the territory they can, with Pioneers as well, clearing mines, any potential mines. But the bigger threat right now is Ozzy's had so much fuel that he has got himself a Greyhound. So the Greyhound is effective against light infantry, or sorry, infantry and light armor. And, you know, the Stummel counts as that. But the Stummel has one clear advantage against the Greyhound. It gets a special white phosphorus shot that can disable it for, I think, 5 seconds. And that's all the bonuses it gets. The Greyhound would, or should, easily beat a Stummel in a head-to-head confrontation. But backed up by a Pack 40, see the Stummel doing really well. Kenkrat is going to try to get away, and looks like with its speed, the Greyhound will be unable to chase it down. Middle territory is being taken over by Ozzy. Again, we're 110 points down for Tony, who did go with Mech. So he will get the, okay, so he, which personally to me, I think Mech is one of the strongest Wehrmacht battle groups, so it's not a bad idea. The versatility alone for this battle group is incredibly strong with artillery, heavy armor, solid, heavy potential infantry with the Stug D, I think, and the Strasstruppen combo. So, and then artillery, you have the Wesp and the zeroing ability. So overall, lots of good options. Ozzy could just annoy Tony with all the partisan tactics that he can deploy, though. So, again, we'll have to see if partisans is enough. MG is setting on up. Scout units are in cover, so they'll be okay from the MG. It's really the artillery from the Stummel they have to worry about, and he's going to pull away. But partisans are camouflaged. They're lined up for a shot. And they have a potential vehicle. Kettenkrad maneuvering through. He's going to fire shots and bring it down. A third of its health. Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers moving on in. Remember, Grenadiers can boost that Panzer Grenadier if he gets low on men. Alright, but he's grouped up right here. Another thing we have to worry about. Now, again, you can clearly hear it now. But the underground detonation. Oh boy. That could be something that Tony has to worry about for any group infantry, especially support units that are immobile and have to be repositioned. The Partisans, again, with their AT rifles, are solid against armor. Not so much against Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, we have Tony with the grenade. He winds up, he throws, and he is successful at getting a wipe. Partisans have been destroyed right as Ozzy was about to get advanced logistics. Dang. You swapped out Partisans for cheaper units. But don't worry, a second Partisan unit has hit the battlefield. Again, right now, I would still say clear frontline infantry advantage goes to Ozzy. Potential men deployed behind the lines. We do have at least one tunnel. Wait, hold on. No, that's actually from the base itself, deploying like the circle. Ozzy has not deployed any additional tunnel networks across the front. Honestly, you might want to think about that. Just get out there. You could build some over here in the back. I'm just putting it out there. Like if you want to grab some put it back. Would it be here? Put it back here, and then we could drain some resources if you got that upgrade. Not saying you have to, but you could. Instead, they're just gonna cut off Tony's resources the old-fashioned way, or attempt to. Riflemen are now being engaged by the Panzer Grenadier, though nice canister shot by the Greyhound manages to weaken it further. Panzer Grenadier walks into the desert, then runs away. Not sure what was going on there. Stummel trying to hurt the Rifleman, but having a rough time. Let's see, there is a Pack 40, but it is so out of range that the wall, or just, it was missing the Greyhound. I'm not sure what, but Ozzy managed to cut off the territory. Tony's getting less resources. He's getting no muni. That's how bad it is right now. And, Ozzy is now, oh my god. You know it's bad when Ozzy is able to put a cash down on a fuel point. That's how secure he is. He's putting a cash down in a 1v1 game, which is kind of, I don't want to say unheard of, but incredibly rare. To be so, determined and so reassured, I guess, the best way to put it, that you can hold the front, that you're like, yeah, I'm just going to waste some manpower and put a immobile cache that would be an easy target for a 1v1 game where the battlefield, shifts back and forth. Well, let's see. MG is weak and a half health guarding mid. It is one victory point against Tony, and he is about 250 points down. Stummel's moving on up to fire at the border. Lobs a shot. Gets a pretty good hit. Third health gone. Second shot is probably going to force a retreat, and he is down to half health. Wait! Fauster in. White Phosphorus, come on up. No, AT gun's going to kill the Stummel. Drop smoke. Going to reposition. We do not have a successful kill on that Greyhound. Greyhound will still survive for another fight. We have instead we have Partisans, a Rifleman, and a Captain moving on up. This guy has a grenade launcher, which is actually pretty good at clearing units from buildings. Also Molotovs. Molotovs also help clear units from buildings. But here comes Tony's plan. It is Strasstruppen on a Stu D. You get both part of the battle group, and while it is a bit expensive manpower-wise, honestly, pretty good combo for anti-infantry firepower. Again, anti-infantry. The Stu D has good front armor. It can take shots from an AT gun decently well, and also lob plenty of shots against the enemy infantry pretty easily. Its armor also makes it difficult for the Greyhound to kill it or damage it. The Strasstruppen, on the other hand, are very strong infantry that can easily shred a lot of weaker units that he has, like the Engineer, the Partisan, the AT gun, etc. The Greyhound successfully looks like pushed back the Kettenkrad from this victory point in the bottom. Stu D and Stummel are, again, a good combo for anti-infantry. The AT gun is not there to help it. Then Tony may start coming back. Stu D fires, does hurt the Greyhound. Again, it is not something you can easily fight with the Greyhound. Again, you can try, and look, the Stu does have no, okay, not weak. It still has 90 armor on its back, but compared to 40 on the front. But still, you could theoretically hurt it. It just is a David versus Goliath sort of fight, and you probably want additional AT and anti-tank support to fight it. But Tony knows that. He successfully uses it and holds mid. And with the top... Wait. Oh! Nice mine! Takes out the Kettenkrad. Excellent job by the engineer placing mines. Greyhound's now going to still be on the bottom. We have a lot of the armor moving up. He's not close to the cache. He hasn't figured that one out. And here comes all the infantry, but the Stummel and Stug may be able to light all that stuff up. There it goes. Lobbing shots. AT gun bounces off the Stug. But the Greyhound comes in from behind, hurting the Stummel. Fires another shot. Stummel actually misses the shot against it. Stug cannot turn around. His front armor is facing AT gun. Does take a hit, though, from the AT gun. The blob of infantry is hitting the Panzer Grenadier. This thing has no chance. It'll need to pull back. There is an MG that is near the top victory point. Not the center one. But luckily with a Pioneer squad, he's going to heal that up pretty quick. Grenadier is well in standby with Strauss Troop and Grenadier behind some solid cover. Partisans got up to Vet 2. Greyhound took some hits from the Pac 40 and the Stug D, which by the way is getting upgraded with some spotting scopes, all thanks to this battle group. Additional 10 veterancy when stationary. And luckily, because you have 2 units that predominantly fire when not moving, they're just going to be able to see units from maximum range and take shots on them. Pioneer's going to keep healing. Rifleman is going to pull back. Nice shot with the M1. Hits the Stummel, weakens that further. We still have 2 infantry, though, guarding. And Partisans are going to try their best to hold. We have... Okay, so what he's going to do is he got the unlock so he can have permanent sight through his tunnel network, which is awesome. Problem is, Ozzy doesn't have any additional tunnels. That, I mean, I guess one is kind of... I mean, like, he has this. But he hasn't built any... I keep expecting, like, you know, partisan network, tunnels being set up, but... Oh my god. Ozzy heard me from the grapevine, is like, don't worry, Grey Shot, I got you. Setting up my first tunnel network. Where? I have no idea. Hold on. Oh, okay, it's here. It's right near the Greyhound. So now he'll be able to make it, use this for a flare, and permanently see any unit that comes into this area. Panzer Grenadier throws a grenade, misses the Rifleman. That boat sprinted out of the way. Meanwhile, some great shots by the Stummel on it. Mortar tried to hurt it, did very little. Stummel does okay damage against the Engineer, not a lot. These guys are grouped up. This is where lobbing shots, like from the Stummel or the Stug, can be really impactful because they're so grouped up. AT gun gets a nice shot on the Stummel. It's reacting a little bit weirdly. Drops smoke just in case to make sure it got out. Stug D, which by the way does have the additional machine gun, gets a good shot against both riflemen. Meanwhile, the Greyhound forces the MG at the top of the map away, so this area is now open to be taken by the Engineer. That could be a triple cap against Tony. Tony cannot afford that. He's going to need to take mid or something. Hold on! Panzerfaust with a pack. It's stunned. Where's your pack? Oh, it's not in range. That's unfortunate. Because again, if you had the pack stun and then another pack shot, I think the Greyhound would be done. But because you just did the Faust and the pack wasn't set up or in position, it just was able to get away. Damn. Alright. Meanwhile, Strauss Troopin is opening fire on the Partisan and the Captain. Got some fire coming down. That's all thanks to the mortar. Mortar coming in, lobbing some really nice flame shots. Now dropping smoke to allow the Rifleman to advance. We got the Stummel and the Stug D now hitting the Rifleman. Greyhound's still alive. The Vet 2. We finally get the grenade package. I no longer have to look for it. Huzzah. Like, finally. The American forces have grenades. Okay, they don't have a lot of health, though, unfortunately. Stummel and Stug are taking fire, though, from an AT gun. Although they're lobbing and doing plenty of damage. MG forces the rifleman back. Nice AT grenade on the Stug D. Greyhound, this is your moment. This is your time. And he's not going to go in, which is a smart move, because if he would have been hit by a pack gun. So that's why I'm not a competitive player. Oh, but we do have underground detonation. That is something we do have. Also, Ozzy still has plenty of manpower. Is he putting in... Yeah, he's reinforcing. Okay. With still 500 in the bank. Tony at 600. Oh, he has a Panzer IV. And that is a good move. He needs something to fight armor. And we do have armor, being a Sherman on the field that's now hammering the top portion of this map. Someone could say, Gray Shot, why doesn't he get a Panther? Well, it's very simple. Panther is great. Fantastic against a Sherman and a Greyhound. And not much else. It will it will do okay if that damage against the rifleman and the other infantry units, but do not expect it to be a COH2 Panther or even COH3 at launch Panther, where it was actually doing considerable damage against infantry. You're just not going to get that. You will not get that. So Panzer IV, I understand, is a better choice if you're trying to hurt the infantry as well. So we've seen the Panzer IVs in a previous game do considerable damage to infantry in the open. Speaking in the open, we have ourselves a little unit over here placing mines for free. I should note, for free, this demo unit can place mines and other booby traps across the front. And then when it's done, it's sent back to base and you refund it. We also have an additional Muni point in the back. That's how secure Ozzy feels. He feels that he can build not one, but 2 caches. Alright, middle is guarded by Tony's forces. He will do his absolute best to hold on to this point. We got ourselves a Sherman lobbing shots, but I don't think it did anything. Panzer IV is also lobbing shots. Mortar did more damage than the Sherman, which is a little funny. Panzer IV is like, get out of here, Mortar. Rifleman, oh, and Sherman! Panzer IV, no! He does have AT grenades now! And he's so lucky he didn't lose it. Oh, he might lose Rifleman, though. Panzer Grenadiers shred the infantry, but are just not able to kill it. They were close. They were very close to getting a wipe. But Panzer IV is injured, luckily got away. Ozzy's getting additional bars for his Rifleman. And another AT, he has 3 riflemen, by the way, plus the partisan unit and 2 AT guns. And a captain, versus 2 grenadiers, Panzer Grenadier, and the Strasstruppen. Alright, so we have 2 victory points under Tony's control. And Ozzy has 2, Ozzy has 2 caches. That is still astounding to me. I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself. That is interesting that he feels so secure. But hey, that's a lot of resources that you can get over time. With 2 AT guns, that'll also put pressure on Tony's armor. Let's see, he did unlock the ability to get a Panther. Maybe that could be good. But I feel like the infantry is the bigger threat. Maybe well, okay, you already have a Stug D. Maybe a Brumbar would be overkill. Maybe. Partisan units being hit by the Grenadier. Can we get a wipe? Tony, come on. Will Ozzy's partisan unit survive to fight another day? That man, he did not survive to fight another day. Even with smoke, the Sherman came over with smoke trying to help him. Oh, unfortunate. Okay, Panzer Grenadiers retreating from the Greyhound. Again, Vet 3, love to see it. What does a Vet 3 Greyhound get? 80% health, rate of fire. Oh, okay, plenty of good stuff. Stug, oh, hold on. The Greyhound kill the Stug? No, he did not. He fired a shot, but the AT guns put it down. Oh, that's actually a substantial loss for Tony. Because that Stug has been a... Oh, no, not the Stumble. Oh, the Stumble's being put down by the Greyhound. Both... Okay, maybe that Brumbar's looking better now. Oh, no. Because, again, you need an anti-infantry killer, and Brumbar's not half bad. Panzer IV, with its main gun and machine gun, shredding the rifleman. AT grenade is thrown. It is just enough health not to cripple its engine permanently. It just has a stun for the moment. Greyhound fires a shot. Wow. How? Again, so ballsy for that Greyhound to lob shots at it. Double AT gun, though, is putting pressure on the Sherman. Will we get a second salvo? No. Sherman looks like it's going to be okay. Now backed up by the M1s. Both armored units are injured, but both are being backed up by AT guns. Now it's really going to come down to who has infantry to push mid to provide sight for the AT guns. Smoke is dropped, having the AT guns reposition. Rifleman is near mid. Middle is controlled now by Ozzy. So again, see how he does. That cover is just outside of it. I'm thinking maybe he could use this cover, but nope. Panzer Grenadiers up to vet 3. That's been a pretty solid unit. Grenadiers, well, at least. Is the mortar dropping smoke there? AT guns are repositioning, but I think he dropped smoke. Not thinking he'll do it on the position, but to stop the AT guns from firing on the Sherman. Is my guess. All right, we don't have the resources yet for what's it called? Underground detonation, but looks like he did go with the ability to get resources. So if he built additional like partisan networks in the back of his lines, he could. Oh wait, we lost a Strauss Troop. I missed a Strauss Troop and I'm so sorry. I was paying attention on the smuggling routes. I missed the Strauss Troop and dying. Oh my god. All right, Greyhound continues to put pressure in on the back. Oh wow, on the packs and both Panzer IVs. Can we finally kill this thing? Yes! Greyhound explodes. Its main gun flies hundreds of feet into the air, and what a play! Is it coming down? I guess the top of the Greyhound part just flew into the sky and it never came down. Panzer IVs now backed up by the pack guns are moving on up. Sorry, the packs are backing them up. Sherman lobs a shot. Panzer IV is now just going to hit the infantry. Riflemen have no 2 bars. Another Sherman is in development. Got some additional veterancy upgrades going to the Panzer IVs, which will be nice. There we go. Panzer IVs are looking pretty good. Sherman is... Okay, never mind. Does have an AT gun. Both AT guns. So if he pushes up, he could be at risk for losing it. Panzer IV gets hit by the AT guns. Going to back on up. AT guns are lined up, though. Smoke is dropped on the middle point as the captain is taking it over. Again, while we've seen some, good kills on both sides, Tony's down so low on victory points, he desperately needs to cling on. And luckily with the smoke, he's going to use it to his advantage. AT guns lob shots at the Panzer IVs, but pack guns return fire on the Sherman, forcing it away. Panzer IVs back up, but hit the rifleman. Can we get a wipe? No. AT guns are actually very close to wiping a Panzer IV. He needs to pull back. They are repositioned. Pack guns have lob shots on the Sherman. That one's very low as well. So both sides have 2 armored units that are both low on health, but now it comes down to the frontline infantry, and this is where I think Ozzy is leading, because he is more on the front. His AT guns are still backing on up, where Tony just doesn't make the screen. Panzer IVs, though, are shredding the riflemen. Riflemen do manage to escape. Oh, now we have the 76 Sherman upgrades. So that should make the Sherman slightly better against the Panzer IVs. If the Panzer IVs got maybe some additional health and their side skirts, I think that would help. But I think with the 76 gun, the Shermans will get a clear edge. And Tony is right now down. A Panther would help against those Shermans, but again, I feel like all this infantry is the issue for him. He needs something to help clear the well, yeah, the riflemen, the AT guns, all that. Let's see. Right now, Panzer IV is backing on up. Took some shots. Pioneers doing the best they can. AT guns. Oh, underground detonation! Oh no! Here it comes. Right in the middle of all that. AT guns are now out of position. Grenadiers trying to hold off the riflemen and hold on to that point. Again, it's just been a consistent battle over here. And the Panzer Grenadiers go down. Oh no. That's the best unit. We don't have zeroing. We have the healing. Oh, Sherman goes down. Okay. Oh, but the other Sherman gets it from behind. That would, if he would have pulled away, I'm like, okay, maybe he has a shot. Oh no. Oh no. Sherman lobs, no, AT gun, Vet 3 fires and puts down the remaining Panzer IV. I think Tony is done. I am being very honest. I don't see a great situation for Tony. He's down on victory points, down on men, has no armor, and right now, I think has been kept away from easily shutting out Ozzy. Ozzy now is deploying a second Sherman. That is now in development. Rifleman just the Rifleman picked up, it's not a bar, he picked up the grenade launcher. That is hilarious. He picked up the Partisan's grenade launcher and is using it. We have a GG from Tony. And that is it. That is game. He surrendered as he had 30 victory points remain. And yeah, Ozzy had the lead in kills and vehicle kills. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Best killer for infantry was the Rifleman. Vehicles was the Greyhound. The Shermans did their part, though, and held up against those other Shermans, backed up by those solid AT guns. On the Axis side, we had the Panzer IV get an okay amount of kills and vehicle kills. Meanwhile, Panzer Grenadiers and Grenadiers kind of tied, although 1v2, so take that for a grain of salt. But overall, a solid game. But here's the thing. It may have not gone well for Tony this game. But, as you can see from the top, it is a best of 3, which means it's now 1v1. So we'll have to see how things go. So I will be right back in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. And I will get game 3 set up in just a moment. All right, thank you all for waiting. Sorry, it takes a minute for me to get everything set up for this next game. Looks like we are ready, set. I will transition over. Alrighty. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. If you want to support, every little bit helps. And let's get to the final epic game of this current match set. Alrighty. Hello everyone, this is GrayShot17 bringing you the third game in this match between Tonimontana and Ozzy. Tony took the lead with his very awesome slaughter with his grants, I believe, early on in the first game, knocking out Ozzy's men. In the second game, Ozzy beat Tony in a battle of attrition, slowly taking out his men, his armor, and his victory points, ensuring victory. Now game 3, we're on a different map, Jebel Pass, and either side could clinch victory here or defeat. Right now we got ourselves the Brits under Tonimontana, and Ozzy is bringing out the Wehrmacht. It is a game where breakthrough has been chosen, so we'll have to see how Ozzy does, because again, this is a bigger open map. Well, Grenadiers can get like a little speed boost with their MP40s. And that's what this is. They are still a close-range dominant unit, where Tony, again, as the Brits, could have rifles that hit medium to long range and could shred those Grenadiers before they get close. So, Tactics are going to be needed, and both players, as we've seen, have plenty of tactics under their belts. Or, you know, they are good enough to where you give them a set of tools and you don't know how they're going to use them. Meanwhile, Kettenkrad is going to take over the manpower point on the right. Looks like our first battle is going to be on the left. Infantry section is moving up against Grenadier. Now, based on the positioning, the infantry section is either going to be in this building, which I love how he was close because he was like, oh, if I see them, I'm going to go in. Nope. Not the case. Tony outdid Ozzy and looks like did about 15% health on him. Meanwhile, we have a third infantry section squad about to come out, while a second Grenadier has been deployed. Top part of the map, you can see Royal Engineers are taking territory after placing a mine. My guess is to stop a Kettenkrad from taking it. The mine will delay and stop him. Meanwhile, infantry section are still in the building. They're waiting for additional reinforcements. I understand that. The closer you get to enemy lines, the more likely it is you're going to not just fight one enemy, but a lot of enemies. So you want to make sure you can out DPS. And 2 infantry section will definitely do that, I will say, with versing one Grenadier squad. So we'll have to see how Tony does there. Kettenkrad pulls back. Where are you going? To mid? Is that where you're going? Nope. Wait, hold on. There we go. He sits up from his oh, I see. He's spotting. He's trying to see if there's anything else in this area while he moves up an MG42 and builds cover with his Grenadiers. So he's not just sitting around doing nothing waiting for his men. He's actually taking the time to build stuff while his men come up to the front. So just as a precaution, if you're ever in a situation you're like, well, I guess I need to wait a minute for my men to, you know, move on in with reinforcements, do something. Always make sure to do something while you have the time. Because you may not have a lot of time, especially when Tony has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 infantry section across the whole front. Which is a lot of damage he can definitely inflict. A lot of damage, of course, a lot of manpower he could potentially lose, to be very honest. But right now, it would appear that Tony has the edge with the frontline forces. Kettenkrad just barely is unable to finish. Is he going to try to go for the finish? He will finish it and then back up. So that's actually kind of funny. It's like, no, I need to finish this. MG is setting on up, but infantry section moved to cover. Immediately gets suppressed. Actually, a chain effect. He gets both. But even if one's gone, he still has 3 others on the front. Grenadiers doing the best they can, but it does not. They do not have the firepower to hold back all that infantry section. And there's a Grenadier squad going in from behind. I also don't know how long that unit will last, but a nice idea to get in the building. It will cause Tony to have to pull back in order to rebalance his front line, because that could just be hitting him from the side. So that prevents an attack further south, so Ozzy successfully stops Tony from hitting further and taking that victory point. Meanwhile, that Kettenkrad is still on the move. It decapped the manpower point, and now is trying to decap the fuel point. Royal Engineers, though, are moving around. Can take this position back, but again, this is the bigger one. It's cutting off half the map. So Tony is not getting a lot of resources right now. And that's also a problem with going so heavy into front line, is you lack the quick reserve unit, like the Dingo, to quickly maneuver and stop stuff like that from happening, chasing off the Dingo. Oh, not Dingo, chasing off the Kettenkrad or the Krautschützen. Grenadier very low, still in the building. 221 just did a nice cool jump right there. Don't know if anyone saw that or paying attention, but it did a cool jump. Meanwhile, Tony isn't done yet, and now we kind of have an idea of what his plan is. Tony is getting the ability to gain additional armor, veterancy for his armor quicker. We also have a Hubber in development, so that means the Hubber will gain veterancy quicker. If you hear any jingling from my mouse or my keyboard, it's very simple. There's a Kirby cat that is on my keyboard I need to pick up and maneuver. So he's trying to interrupt the tournament, but I will not let him.
Grenades are being distributed to the men.
Infantry section is in the building, backing up the additional men as they take over the uni points. Again, right now Ozzy is a bit more territory, but Tony is getting a grenade package, so we can snare the 221 if need be. Jaeger squad's on the field. Ooh, we give them some G43s, and they will pack a wall up. shred some infantry section if they're not, you know, upgraded with some better guns.
Rifle grenades and anti-tank grenades are now available.
All right. Hubbard's moved on to the field again. I love the sweepers just trying to clear it out. We know there's at least one mine right here, so he wants to be a little cautious. Cadencrad could meet its maker. Also another mine right there. Yep, there it goes. First kill. Wow, I just realized that Ozzy has gotten no kills this game. He's got 1 kill this game, I'm sorry. Those Grenadiers have, you know, pushed up and taken territory with the Cadencrad, but they have not gotten a lot of damage on the infantry section. Alright, let's see if they get some kills on the Royal Engineer. Royal Engineer, though, moving to cover. Oh, we got a Faust! Never mind, we do not have a Faust. That was we have a false Faust, so apologies. Finally got some kills under Ozzy's belt. Infantry section continue to hit the Pioneers and Grenadiers. MG42 repositions to help. Again, we already have the Hubber up to Vet. I can't talk. Vet 1. Infantry section moving on in. He could lob a grenade. He has the resources for it. That's why he's probably repositioning the MG. Wait, hold on. 2-1 on standby. While all that's going on, we have 2 infantry sections just chilling in the back corner. Another Jaeger squad is on the field. Ozzy, oh, I see the play here. Have 2 Grenadiers. Maybe you give them MP40s. And then the other 2 squads have either the G43s or you give them Shreks, whatever you need. But they're longer range. And they're not too shabby. That's a pretty good tactic, Ozzy. Problem is, you can currently see Tony is upgrading all of his infantry section with infantry trading. So all the infantry section are about to get boosted, and now that Tony is like 200 muni, I would be shocked if we don't start seeing, you know, Recce upgrades, the rifles that provide flares and additional stuff. There's all the veterancy bonuses. All the infantry section are now at 1. Nice mine. Fortunately, he has sweepers, but nice mine. Also, I like him taking this because these 2 points could cut off. Yeah, they do. They cut off the other muni on this side of the map. Hover moving on over to 2-1 does not have an upgrade as of yet, so don't expect it to contend with this Hover anytime soon. Medical bunker going down, or upgrade going down in the bunker inside of Ozzy's base.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Okay, we have a 6-pounder on standby as well. So again, Tony's like prepped in case we do see like a whirlwind or some more major armor come out. Instead, he's just overkilling. MG42 shreds. MG42 gets shredded. Again, we have the Circle of Doom. I keep forgetting to point that out, but it makes it 20% easier to hit. Easier to hit means easier to kill. Royal Engineer's going to close the gap, and again, they excel at close range. This Grenadier probably won't survive to fight another time. Where are the Hover killers? So far, he is not transformed, right? The Hover is not, like, gone into his final form yet to deal with the Hover. So I'm not sure what the 2-2-1's plan is there. Hover did get a Faust, so he is injured. But that's about it. Infantry section are swarming over. They should be able to grab their main territory pretty easily. That said, we have the Jaeger squad grabbing the victory point in mid, stopping the bleed by a little bit. That being said, Ozzy is still down 2-1. Meanwhile, we also have a Jaeger squad coming here, which actually cuts off the fuel Tony grabbed in the bottom. Fuel that he probably was using in order to rush probably Crusader AA. Honestly, Crusader AA is not a bad vehicle to call in. And now his fuel games may be crippled even further. Tony's still in the lead, by the way. I should point that out. Even if Ozzy cuts off 33 fuel per turn, which he'll probably get back if he gets immunity, he's still getting quite a bit. And he's still getting more because this little lifeline he has right here is still being connected. We have one infantry section with their, was it Recce rifles? And we have another one with its with a Bren. So good recon, potential artillery, all sorts of stuff. Grenadier's going to be a thorn in the infantry section side, along with the 2-2-1. I'm assuming the infantry section are just going to hang for, try to hold that position for as long as they can, wait for reinforcements. Hide here so the 2-2-1 constantly is having, move over, try to get closer, maybe get a snare on it. Infantry section and Grenadier trying its... sorry, Infantry section and Hover trying its best to hold back the Jaeger squad and the Grenadier. There we go. Make it easier to hit. But there's no infantry support anymore. All your infantry is still in the south. Honestly, the MG is being shredded by the Bren to kind of show you the power of a good unit in cover. But Royal Engineers are taking this position right here. But again, if these guys are open to move, they could go for the cutoff. So you always have to worry about the cutoffs, as this Grenadier does. So nice job by Ozzy, again, going for that cutoff. We have Kettenkrad back on the field. You thought one was enough? No, we have to have two. And, oh, nice sweeper, picking up the Royal Engineer mine. Love that both sides are smart enough to be like, yeah, the enemy has a sweeper. Jaeger squad and Grenadier, instead of going for the cutoff, goes for the 6-pounder. And while they... Ooh, hold on a moment. It is decrewed. And there is no immediate infantry support to pick it up. It's slowly coming down. It's going to be a minute. Another 6-pounder is coming onto the field. Hubber hoping to kill the 221. Let's see, 221 backing on up. Smoke is dropped, but he can fire through it. Ozzy's trying to outdo the Hubber. I love that back and forth. He tries to maneuver through where engineers are close by. They will provide some small arms assistance. And there it goes. 221 goes down. Hubber, I'll be very close to that 3 at this point. Yeah, he's very close. Wait, hold on. Oh, he's not even gotten the light vehicle stuff to boost the Hubber even more. Yep, that was indeed a mistake. Oh, Kettenkrad dies! To a mine. That mine finally came. Did he not sweep it? I thought he saw it. Or did he see this mine? Oh, maybe it was this mine that he saw. But yeah, damn. This mine here killed the Kettenkrad. That's 3 light vehicles under Ozzy's command dying. Meanwhile, Tony is now getting the company command post. So if he wanted to, I don't know, get some more major armor, he is very close to getting that. And Tony is now watching over the middle point as the infantry section move on in to grab it. Bottom of the map, infantry section are holding off 2 Grenadiers and the Jaeger squad. There's Grenade, should force it back. There we go, retreat. And we have ourselves infantry section hold off 1 Grenadier. Second Grenadier is going to be close, but with the Jaeger squad, they should. Never mind, Hubber coming on in. Easier to hit. A Circle of Doom activated, and now the Hubber can just fire from afar. And honestly, I think Tony wins this. Yeah, 3 units. And they can't dislodge this infantry section. And resource-wise, while Muni is even, fuel is not. Support elements being unlocked. What, is he gonna go for a martyr? Is that, wait, is that what I'm thinking of? For this? Am I wrong? Yeah, Luftwaffe company. So, yeah. So it would be the Martyr and the Wirbelwind. Really? Okay, Wirbelwind. I mean, we're very close to seeing some type of armor. Tony could rush a Crusader. Both variants. Oh, time will tell. We have double AT guns as well, so don't expect the Wirbelwind to just come on in and be like, I'm gonna dominate, I'm gonna kill the Hubber. It's like, no. No. Hubber, by the way, again, finally hit Vet 3. They've got all sorts of more bonuses to assist in its destruction of the German infantry. Both Jaeger squads, by the way, have G43s. It does make them go toe-to-toe with the best that the infantry section, you know, offer. But there's 2 of them, and there's 4 infantry sections. Grenadiers cannot fight that. They're really just meant to plug in the holes in the line and hopefully get a lucky foul snit. And instead of a Crusader, which he did pick, he changes to a Crusader AA. And honestly, not a bad call. It's better against, it has soft power against infantry, and is doing, I would say, it would, sorry, let me rephrase. It would do a okay job against other armor. Its main gun is, again, designed not to fight enemy armor. But it can at least annoy lighter armored units. Wirbelwind should be fine. That being said, the Jaeger squads up near the top part of the map seem to successfully push back 1 infantry squad. Another one's coming on in, though.
We're losing a munitions point. A Crusader AA tank is fueled up and ready.
Hubber opening fire on the MG, getting a nice flanking shot. AT gun's going to try to destroy the building. Jaeger squad needs to reposition. again, it feels like Ozzy just has not had the map control, which is unfortunate. We do have a Whirlwind and another Martyr being deployed. So, oh, sorry, not another Martyr, a Martyr, the first one. Whirlwind fires the first set of shots on the hover, reducing it only down by about 10% of health. Dang. AT gun is on the field. Sorry, it's not on the field. It's on the front. There we go. That's the word I wanted. Grenadiers are taking over the victory point. Again, another victory point in the south taken, so at least Ozzy's not losing too much. Luftwaffe officer, so the armor is going to be boosted along with the Jaeger squads. Whirlwind going in for hits against the infantry section, but they're in solid cover, so they'll take, don't be wrong, they're still taking damage, but it just won't be as much as it could be. Wait, flak 30? What? Wow, he really wants that hover dead. That's really the only reason you would, I mean, I guess for anti-infantry, but wow, okay. Crusader AA gets hit by the Martyr, but does its job, kills the Pioneer. Now there's no way to heal the armor. Oh no. Ozzy's going to need to focus on that. Also, the AT weapons are about to be boosted, so both AT guns are about to be even more deadly. Honestly, I think Tony has absolutely kept the pressure on Ozzy. Ozzy's going to need a heck of a comeback in order to turn things around. He is down by 180 points. MG42 settling up with the Martyr backing up. Martyr fires a shot with the Whirlwind, which can do its like special rounds as well if he wanted. We know the AT guns are back at base. Honestly, oh, it's so low. It's so low. I'm like, oh, I know their minds and stuff, and the better call would be to pull back, but one can hope. That could have been an upset if Ozzy could have killed it, but alas, the Crusader pulls back to live another day. He's getting a second Crusader? Wow, okay, he must be in a good state. Also, he withdrew, I think he withdrew the hover in order to afford that. So, I mean, okay. Don't, alright, Tony, don't tell me, I would love the play to be 2 Crusaders, and then you go for Black Prince. Black Prince, there. Alright, well, nope, instead he's going for the Grant. Oh, my hopes are dashed. Which, honestly, probably makes more sense for him to do that, but I digress. Infantry section, lose the Molotov grenade. Grenadier still on that point. We'll need that MG42 and Flak 30 to continue to fire, or provide fire support. Jaeger squad taking the Royal Engineer, but Crusader AA forces it back. Again, luckily with middle being not capped, Ozzy's no longer losing victory points. He does have the option for a flame strike. Most of the enemy infantry could easily move out of the way, but the AT guns are a different story. I think that could be good, you know, if they're lined up to use it to displace the AT guns, if, you know, you were doing a charge or something. But yeah, that's my take on that. Let's see. This Whirlwind desperately needs repairs. Martyr's still up and has at least done a decent job at pushing back. Wait, hold on. What happened to the Vet Crusader? Did I miss something? Did he Oh, did he return it? I don't want to be that guy. Did he return it? Or did it die and I just missed it? I don't see any carcasses. There's that 221 carcass from earlier. So I'm going to say he withdrew it. Which, okay. Not a bad idea, honestly. I guess if you're trying to get some, you know, bigger armored unit out. Yeah, I'm going to say he withdrew it. It got refunded. So like the Hubber, he withdrew the Crusader and is now getting a grant. It'll take him a while to get a second grant, so he still has to be a little careful. But overall, I think right now, Tony still has an advantage. Because he has 4 really good infantry sections, backed up by 2 solid AT guns, and now 2 armored vehicles. While we don't even have a pack for Ozzy. Martyr is set up though. Hold on, maybe we get lucky. Maybe the pressure's placed on the Crusader, and maybe the Crusader gets away again. Crusader has been so lucky this game. He did it when upgrading his team weapons. Okay, yep. Thank you, chat, for covering. Is it wise for him to withdraw? I would say yes. The Crusader AAs are designed for anti-infantry, not anti-armor, and right now having a Grant will provide him with a method to provide a tank that is both anti-infantry and anti-armor. And as long as he keeps the firepower advantage, that is fine. The issue that would be is the fact that, losing a unit with potential veterancy bonuses, that's potential decrease. And then, of course, you're just not having, instead of getting something else, you are withdrawing and then hoping that other unit is going to be, that fresh unit is going to be able to fight. Now, again, he does not have the vehicle training upgrade yet. So when he does that, it's not like the new Grant's going to come in with some veterancy or anything. So just keep in mind. For the choice, I think the Grant is a good option because it definitely helps push back both of these. All right, now we have a fight going. Rebelwind's trying to hit the plane, not hitting the units on the ground. Black 30's out of position. AT guns are kill the Whirlwind. Martyr's doing the best they can at hurting the Crusader AA. We got double fouls on the Martyr. Not Martyr. I'm sorry, on the Grant. The Martyr now needs to move move up, get the treads in gear. Black 30 goes down. Oh, Grenadier goes down. So after that, if anyone asks, was it worth it? The answer is a resounding yes. So right now, Ozzy's army has been cut in half. He's lost his flak, both his infantry-based one and the Whirlwind. The enemy decrewed, got a decrewed AT gun. But there is, I think he's hoping to kill the AT gun and then kill the Grant. Infantry section and the AT gun managed to, yeah, the Martyr's dead. And we have a GG from Ozzy. Damn. Ozzy tried his best, he just didn't have the firepower to deal with all of that, and he was caught out of position. That Flak 30 was way too far forward, guarding an area, and when the entire British army is just hitting you from the side. Alrighty, so if in a better position, I think he might have been able to fight, but again, with recon showing that he was open, Tony pushed in at the exact right time. So yep, GG right there. Great job to Tony. Congratulations on making it past. And you know what, Ozzy, you had a solid game right there. I thought you did pretty well. And let's see, what were the best units that round? Infantry section. I've had people tell me infantry section are not good, or not top tier infantry killers. I'm sorry, the more I see it, the more I'm resounding like infantry section are some of the best infantry killers in the game. Just putting it out there. But I digress. Tony, congrats! We have more games coming on up, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to take a quick break so I grab some water, and you guys enjoy a minute of peace before we have a long period of action coming up in just a few minutes. So I'll be right back. And again, if you would like to support this tournament, links are down below. Miranbra has the information in the chat constantly going, and if you want to make sure, check out the Discord, check out the, make sure to follow on the Twitch page, check out the YouTube page, follow, subscribe, do what you guys do best. Thank you for the support, and like I said, we'll be right back.